Well, I went a whole month without any medical marijuana, in so much pain, and making it so much more difficult. But I needed to know I could survive without the medicine. And I did. And I even survived alone. But not really, because all of you supporting and loving me, because of them, my offspring, living their life. I think it's so beautiful. But anyway, Mother's Day is so powerful, and I love their mother so deeply and so dearly. And I've done an absolute horrible job of, I think, showing that properly. But, right, got to keep moving forward. I tried to do something lovely and artistic and from deep in my heart for them. I did. I didn't try. I did. So I hope that's a keepsake for them someday. I certainly hope so. So I got through the major Social Security exam the other day, and I've gotten through so much recently, and I'm peeling some onions that are wilted to put in some ramen in a little bit. But the thing is this, after a month of struggles insane, and I'm pretty sure it's directly related possibly to the severe sleep apnea, and I really need to get it to the dentist, the special dentist they can send me to, and get that tooth fixed there and other dental work done, and get a special mouth guard. Start with a mouth guard and see if it improves. And then also, I've always had sinus issues, so see if they can help me with anything to do with my nose or sinuses. Now, I haven't been able to really talk about these things hardly in the last couple weeks, because I've been in such a just continuous state of overwhelm with how safe I found harbor again, and Michelle letting me be here for a little while, and just so much, because so much is happening, and it's happening at light speed all the time for me. And so spending 30 days just trying to let my brain be everything it could be, and me be everything I could be, while at the ocean, while at the rivers, while in the woods and the forests and the ferns, the water, how it's so deeply inside of me. And so is my child. I love them completely. So I'm concerned about some medical conditions that for some reason I'm unable to bring up when I'm unmedicated, when I don't, utilize something. And I utilized just a little bit today, but it allows me to calmly talk about the things I've been experiencing nonstop for weeks and weeks and weeks, all the way through the exam and even after the exam. And it's a lot that I was processing and dealing with, and I've been kind of keeping quiet about so much, because I know how much I need help with. And I'm just everybody needs help right now, teacher, everybody out there. But then I'm no, actually, not everybody. I look around, and there's lots and lots of people doing just fine, even with all this insanity. But the problem is, there is a small percentage of us that are dying in the streets, trying to deal with the pain of existing and becoming the garbage of humanity that they were born into. That kind of pain is, I've experienced it. It's devastating. It changes your brain. My brain has already been changed so many times by all the concussions, traumatic brain injuries, they call them in the Coast Guard and stuff. And, then getting kicked in the head in martial arts and choked out. And, I was a rough boy. I was a tomboy. I was a tom girl. That's really what I was. But it's hard to explain that to people in a world that don't understand it. I more felt like a tom girl than anything. It's just after the teenage years and what they did to me medically and stuff, it made everything so that you would exist. And so I'm okay with it all. And I'm also sorry for this. For me, for the insanity of it all. I could never have guessed in a million years I'd be here right now making this video. I'm fairly certain that I'm experiencing early signs of dementia and other actual non-traumatic, actual neurological damage to my brain from all the years of damage to my brain. And the genetics, too. So I'm making this video just in case. Not out of fear, but out of love. I just want to say I'm not completely sure of my state of mind most days, in the sense of actual physiological, cognitive, this is who I am, this is where I am. Here's the people in my life that I recognize and love. And this is what I'm doing, trying to get these two cars going. I'm trying to find a way to exist and live, trying to get health care, trying to get all my disabilities still going for so many years now. I've been fighting. So anyway, I'm not usually able to talk this calmly about these things. So sure, some emotions will come out naturally as well. Laughter sometimes and crying, depending on what I'm medicated with or how much. And I'm learning that too, because it takes very little. I just need to slow down the light speed of my mind so my mouth can move in time with some of my thoughts. It helps me focus, instead of being completely open to the billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dots. I am able to kind of have the Magneto helmet on, or the Sith and what was it, the Acolyte? That focus. I just saw that recently. That's what it's like, but too much and it ruins it. It doesn't allow it to function. And at the same time, I want to be free of it if I want to anytime, which I prove to myself completely. I'm concerned about my brain's continuing function, and I need to start taking measures and find out about things if there are new ways to treat it, and that might be pharmaceuticals. And maybe that's kind of what I've been dealing with more than anything, since I basically had a major neurological breakdown in 2015, 2016. In 2016, I had a neurological breakdown. Massive. My brain, everything changed. Everything. My entire world, like, twisted in so many ways after the last active duty deployment to Romania. Anyway, I'm still trying to get help with that. I've been seeking medical attention the entire time, but unable to self-advocate beyond getting a camp reservation done so that Hannah and I can sleep out in a tent instead of a car. And I pass by people with their dogs just walking with their shit. And I'm like, that's me. If I'm not careful, if I can't somehow get through or figure out how to deal with this, so I'll find a place in between, somehow, hopefully, these extremes, as we seek forth now truly to get better answers, because just giving me the diagnosis of PTSD has never been enough, nor has been what truly has happened. I've been exposed, to gases and agents and radiation and hazardous materials and incoming Scud missile leftover debris. Yeah. Okay. Gonna go. This is way too long. This is a reminder to myself, because I'll forget. Or I'll lose the strength, or I'll be moving so fast it'll be so difficult to communicate it, and I'll be and then I won't be able to. I'll just go nonverbal instead. And so that's the thing, is I'm just trying to figure out gently, how am I going to handle this? Being in a familiar space is super helpful as far as daily grounding and okay, well, this is what I'm doing. But I'm just concerned, and I really should be finding out about, like I said, maybe early onset dementia, or maybe there's some just other things happening because of, like I said, I have severe sleep apnea, and I've taken many measures to sleep well, but I need to take more, and I need to treat it well, because that's gonna kill me. That'll kill me, just slowly, and that might be a big part of it. And I can't wear a CPAP. Or maybe I can again. Maybe now, because it's been 2 years since I tried, maybe I can. I don't know. But I definitely want to get the dental thing going. That would be huge, because I don't have a uvula. The uvula help, keep the tongue from blocking anyway. And then they also have some sort of thing like this. And also, I'm super, super freaked out and worried about the AI, of our future. Like, I am so amazed with AI and as far as it's come, and you can see how freaking high I am, can't you? Maybe high isn't the right word, but I can see it. But I only got I didn't get a lot of sleep last night either. But anyway. Oh, it's just nice to slow down and talk in a way I usually can't. And I have a record here on YouTube of this last month, free, of medical marijuana, free of pretty much anything and everything except for occasional beer. And I eat vegan. And we walked. There's a lot of pluses. There's a lot of pluses to what we were doing out there surviving. But then when I lost my campsite res pre-schedule that I had set up because I made an appointment with a VA housing and my vet doctor, my one last mental health provider, who I'm going to try to remember to tell all this stuff to as well, because they are actually starting to advocate for me on a higher level. And I'm hoping that maybe they can help me, figure this out. And of course, I talked to Michelle. And I'm just like, I feel pretty cognizant, and I feel like I'm still tracking historically. But unless I don't even understand it's like it all wraps back around, and then I'm like reminded, like right now, while I'm in this space of being able to think, and like my brain frequency slows, and hey, Dawn, I love you. And yeah, that's a possibility. And yes, we should check all these things out. But remember, you have severe CPTSD. And we're 99.99999% certain that I have many other conditions that I was born with. So I really want to get tested for that kind of stuff too, because if you put together ADHD and CPTSD and ASD and TBIs, concussions, just right, so many different types of trauma, It damages the brain. So hopefully we keep researching and looking and finding ways to allow us to be who we kind of were recently, in that just complete survival space, and allow in those that love you, and allow in those that you love. Work on learning how to, in every state, be able to gently communicate my own safety boundaries, as well as ask theirs of them. All right. Thank you for the advice today. Whew. Thank you for the clarity. Never have I ever had any prescription out of the 12 or so different ones they've tried on me for the, just as they say, PTSD, anxiety, depression, stuff like that. That none of them have ever given me this kind of like moments of slow down, I can speak. Drinking heavily used to have a different type of effect. I didn't realize I was drinking heavily. I thought it was pretty normal compared to the military people I knew who drank way more than me. But I was wrong. That was not a good amount. I drank too much, too regularly. So I practice harm reduction. And I try to pay attention to that. I take time off, and that's important too. It's important to continue to look for and experience balance, whatever you're dealing with, cognitive function-wise. Practice kindness, Practice 4-4-4 breathing. Practice 4-7-8 breathing. Practice self-love and self-care as best you can. Find balance. Provide that space for others. All we need is love. Not bad. I'd teach you love. Anyway, remember, there's always still a possibility that I am actually dealing with some early onset brain dysfunction. So I just want to keep an eye on it. And I'll be taking a look at the YouTubes like later on today and then again tomorrow when I'm just having coffee only. This last month, and I'll see if I can glean any changes. And I love looking for like different patterns and changes in what I'm doing. And since I know, I was just being, I'd like to see the things that I need help with, because I know, like, I have all these thoughts. These are all the thoughts that have been trapped for this last couple of weeks. And what's amazing is actually this volcano is small. It's tiny. Speaking of volcanoes, oh my gosh, I'm so worried right now. The one under the Pac Ocean here, our beautiful big blue, there's one off the coast and it's a bubbling, and they say it's gonna blow probably maybe by the end of this year. Oh my God, we live on a crazy planet. How is it that we can live without fear? I've never been able to live without fear. I'm always scared. That's the thing. It's hard for me to say, no matter what mode I'm in. I'm so scared all the time. So, it seems unrealistic, but that's my experience and that's my life. Probably because of childhood trauma, and the list just goes on. And then once you have another person to care for and look out for and make sure the things that you saw, to make sure that the things I saw all around the world and the things I was exposed to and that I had to protect people from, that to make sure that they didn't have any of those tragedies or horrors come upon them somehow, some way. She has a warrior mother, queen, king, all the above, and a secretly quiet father. I love you. Bye.